Hello, I'm here trying to make a video about fibroids. I want to give you a little bit of information about myself. I'm Latoya. I'm aged 43. I'm a wife of almost 22 years, a mother of a 24-year-old daughter. Back in had to be around 2010, my doctor started noticing that I had fibroids. So she had me to do a test to make sure that they were benign, which, they were, praise God. 2011, they grew a little larger, and they actually I started having complications because of the fibroids, painful sex. I definitely noticed that. I really didn't even know that it was caused by the fibroids, but I know something was happening. Back pains and just, little things like that. And during my examination, my pap smear, I would feel the pain, and the doctor, of course, knew that they were there and knew that they were growing larger. So they got up to about 13 centimeters, and I believe that's the size of the uterus. She recommended that I do something, and the UFE is what we came up with, which is a procedure that stops the blood supply to the fibroids. So I did go ahead and have that procedure done, and it appeared to have helped for a little bit, because when I went back, I believe I had that done in 2012. In 2013, I went back, and the uterus had shrunk down to the size of 9 or 10 centimeters. So the procedure did work. So I always, go get my yearly exams, and as I got older, I did start, sorry about that, about a year and a half ago, to be exact. I did notice, a little weight gain. I noticed that my bladder was full, coughing, sneezing, I could tell my bladder, it wasn't even always full, but I'm having to go to the bathroom, especially, if I sneeze, cough, and all of that. Here recently, I guess within the last year or so, I would have like constipation, even a hemorrhoid here or there. I couldn't lay directly on my stomach. During, sex, can't be directly on my stomach because, it would just be uncomfortable. The back pains, just, different things. And yes, the big thing, the weight gain around the abdominal area. And like I was saying, I was getting older, so I just thought that maybe it was, my age. I've always been the type to exercise, eat healthy. I mean, over almost 2 decades ago, I was over 200 pounds, and I had dropped the weight and kept it off for years. But within the last 2 to 3 years, I, felt myself picking up, weight here and there. And I went to the doctor, and over 2 years, I had gained 10 pounds. And during that examination, she found that my fibroids had grown to over 17. Well, I guess my uterus had grown to over 17 centimeters. So she did an ultrasound, and I had a very thorough ultrasound. I wasn't ready for that ultrasound, but they had found that I had a fibroid larger than a grapefruit, the size of an orange, the size of a pecan, and those were the 3 bigger ones. So my doctor was telling me that, you need to do something. They're growing rapidly, so on and so forth. What do you want to do? So we went over my options. By me being 43 and not really close, that close to menopause, if I were to have the fibroids removed, or the UFE didn't work because they grew back, we just didn't know how effective it would be. I didn't know how effective that would be. So I did think about having the uterus removed. I did not ever want any type of surgery. However, I'm having problems. So I had to come to the realization that I'm having these problems and I need to get it fixed. So it was two ways that I could do it, which is the C-section way, where they go into the abdominal and they remove the uterus. And by the way, I don't have to have the ovaries removed, praise God. So the other way is the laparoscopic, and though just getting the information on that, where they go in and they don't do the abdominal cut, they do a couple incisions and cut the uterus up and pull it out that way, pump your stomach up with the gas and all of that. So but by my uterus and fibroids being as large as it was, she just really didn't want to do it herself, and I appreciate her for that, because I don't want you doing something that you're not comfortable doing. She does the C-section way, or the abdominal removal of the uterus, is maybe twice a month, if not more than that. But that's not really what I wanted, so she referred me to a very good doctor that specializes in the laparoscopic surgery. So talked to him, very nervous to go in, because first of all, I don't want the surgery done, but if I do, I want the least complicated way, and so on and so forth. So turn this here up. So I went and talked to him, and he did a very good consultation, talked to me. I had tons of questions. I asked him about, do you have to remove the cervix? And he was saying, well, no, if you really want it to stay, you can, but you'll still have a period from the cervix. That is what he said. And it's really the cervix is just a layer of tissue. It doesn't hold up anything, and it doesn't press down anything, if you know what I mean. So it's really no need for it. It doesn't help with orgasms, or it doesn't help with sex at all. It's really, he's even had situations where people had to come back in and do a surgery to remove it because it was causing issues. So but he did say, hey, nothing's wrong with your ovaries and all of that, because he actually did an exam. During the exam, he found more fibroids, because all of my fibroids were pretty much on my left side. I could lay down, I could feel them, all of that. My other side, was fine. He found more fibroids, and the way that my uterus was positioned, he is able to do a laparoscopic surgery to remove. So he has me set up in about 2 weeks to have a pre-surgery, if you will, to make sure that nothing is precancerous. So I'll be doing that in a couple weeks, and then a couple weeks after that, I'm scheduled for the laparoscopic surgery to have the uterus removed. So pretty much, I have experienced the painful sex. I can actually feel my fibroids. I have the bladder issues where it's pressing on my bladder. I have the lower back issues where, all of a sudden I'll get a pain here and there. I have contracting feelings where I just randomly get cramps. I get a shooting pain, which reminds me of a contraction, because when I had my daughter 24 years ago, my contractions shot from the back to the front, and so I don't know if that's when they were really growing. I couldn't pinpoint when I didn't know if I was having this during, before the periods, or I just didn't know. So come to find out, those are symptoms of these fibroids. So let me see if there's anything. I'm walking around like I have the uterus of a 4 month pregnant lady. So I'm walking around like I'm 4 months pregnant. So anybody knows that you do not want to feel nor look pregnant if you're not pregnant. So I did a lot of praying. I had my bishop, my pastor, my shepherd, my spiritual mother, my prayer partner, and my family, my husband and my daughter, praying with me on this situation. And I feel comfortable. I actually have been feeling for them, and they may have shrunk a little bit. I'm this close to going back to my doctor, my original doctor, to see if she feels like they have shrank. I probably won't have to do that, because in 2 weeks I am going to the doctor, and if they don't see anything, then the Lord has performed a miracle. So I'm just coming here to give you my pre-op on doing away with these fibroids, taking out this uterus, and I'm just really trying to get a better quality of life. I thought that I was feeling this way because I should be feeling that way, because we're women, we go through things. My doctor, the doctor that my doctor referred me to, he kind of chuckled when I said that, like, no, you don't have to go through this. You can have a better quality of life. So thank you all for listening, and I will be coming back to you after this journey is completed, well, after the surgery, because I know that I have a journey back to my better quality of life. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.